Hi friends, Allison here again, sharing some more creative inspiration with you for Scrapbook Nerd. Today I am creating a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout that was cut with my Cricut Explorer, and I also used some pattern papers from an old My Mind's Eye paper pad. You can actually find some My Mind's Eye products in the Scrapbook Nerd shop, so definitely check them out if you are a My Mind's Eye fan like I am. I know there's a 6x8 pad in the shop right now that I'm kind of eyeing, and there are some embellishment bags too that look kind of fun, so definitely check those out. I also used some papers from the Crafty Girl collection, I believe. Nope, definitely not the Crafty Girl collection. I used pattern papers from Carta Bella's Fall Market. That's a little bit better. This layout is fall themed, and so naturally using fall themed pattern papers or pattern papers that were in the right tones, like the deep reds, the purples, yellows, that sort of thing, was just what I needed for this layout. So definitely used some pattern paper from Carta Bella and then supplemented that with some extra pattern papers from mini pads that I had in my stash. So I cut a frame with my Cricut that's going to go over top of my photo. I have a really hard time knowing what size to cut my frames at so that the picture fits nicely inside the frame. And because this wasn't perfect and the frame was actually slightly larger than my picture was, I decided to just layer it crookedly over top of my photo so that the edges stuck out and it's not perfect. You'd never know that way that the frame wasn't the right size. I also created that large die cut down at the bottom. It's actually, I didn't create it myself, but it is an image in my Cricut image library, and I backed that image with various pattern papers from my stash, including the Fall Market paper from Carta Bella. I'm not sure if the Fall Market papers are in the shop, but there is other Carta Bella products in the shop, so definitely check those out. I absolutely love Carta Bella. Quite honestly, it's one of my all-time favorite manufacturers. I just love them. And then of course, because they go hand in hand with Echo Park is the same. I decided to add a bunch of leaves to the layout as well, naturally, since it's a fall themed layout. So I'm just adding 2 of them right now to the top of my photo. Some of them are being adhered with foam squares. The other ones will be adhered directly to the layout with tape or liquid glue. I am going to attach the title, which I'm pulling off my plate right now, with liquid glue. I'm going to use the paper that it was cut from as a template and a guide, just to make sure the spacing is correct and it's straight when I add the title to the layout. There are some more leaves that are going to be, or that are already layered on top of each other beside the title. I'm getting all worked up here. I'm getting ahead of myself. I gotta slow down a bit. So yeah, there are leaves layered over top of each other next to the title. I added another one, the orange one, with some foam squares so that it creates just a little bit of dimension. And I'm using my straight edge ruler and a pencil to mark out lines for journaling. I'll be using a black journaling pen to write my journaling, and then I'll fill in the lines afterwards with the black journaling pen as well. That helps me hide the pencil lines that I created. An eraser works too, and I do have an eraser somewhere, but my kids were in my craft room and they stole my eraser. So until I can get my hands on another eraser, lines are going to have to do on my layouts. So here I'm just adding the journaling. It's basically just summarizing how on my regular walks, I walk regularly as a form of exercise. And there's not a whole lot to see on my particular route because it's mostly residential. But there are a couple of places on my walk that become a little bit more scenic and nicer to look at, especially the closer to home I get. And I was just basically explaining that in my journaling. So here's a little tip. If you don't have an eraser, like I do because your kids stole it or it just disappeared into thin air, your gum eraser, if you have one in your stash that you would use to remove adhesive off of your layout, actually works pretty good to remove your pencil lines as well. It's not perfect, but if you're in a pinch, it definitely helps out. So I was trying a little bit just to remove some of the pencil lines that still showed through after I added the lines with my journaling pen, and it took it off sufficiently that I was happy with it just to leave it as it was, or I guess as it is. And with that, my friends, this layout is done. I'm just adding a phrase sticker from a Tim Holtz phrase book that I've got. I added some chipboard ephemera from Pink Fresh Studio actually, and that's it. There's the close-ups here. Definitely stick around for those and check them out. And I hope this layout inspired you somehow. Definitely check out the Scrapbook Nerd shop if you need to stock up on new goodies. And I'll be back again soon with more creative inspiration for you. Enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you again soon. Bye, guys.